In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
You know, I'm already beginning to understand. Hello, everyone. Science Viking here, and sorry if I sound a little bit congested. I'm coming off of a bit of a cold, but the show must go on. And, well, it's time to continue with Darkest Dungeon. Let's see. The first thing I want to do is actually pop by the guild and look at a couple of our new arrivals, such as the Hellion. Let's see, so she's got Wicked Hack, which is basically just a melee attack that does her normal damage. So her basic attack has reduced accuracy. I'm assuming that she has higher weapon damage to balance that out, so that her basic attack is inaccurate but does a lot of damage. Let's see. Iron Swan. Oh, that is interesting. So Iron Swan can only hit the farthest back position, but it gives the Hellion something that can hit the farthest back position. Barbaric Yop. So it's a stun ability, but it also weakens the Hellion for a little while after she uses it. But it's a stun ability that hits multiple enemies, but weakens the Hellion. If it bleeds, so we're just looking at the effects of all of these. So effectively, the Hellion can attack any position in the enemy line with at least one ability, but needs to be in either center front or front. So Breakthrough allows the Hellion to move forward while also damaging the entire enemy's position, so if she's displaced, she can get herself back into position. Unlike Rampart, though, she can't use it in the frontmost position. And of course, Adrenaline Rush, just a basic self-healing ability, though it cures Blight and Bleed. And then Bleed Out has another high chance of inflicting bleed, but also weakens the Hellion. So the main reason I'm here is to decide if I want to get if I want to learn new abilities immediately. Let's see. Breakthrough isn't bad, but is only really relevant if the enemy has the ability to displace people, because otherwise I would just keep the Hellion in the frontmost position. Iron Swan, however, is actually quite good, giving her the ability to hit the enemy all the way in the back. If it bleeds is also pretty good. 2 points for 3 rounds isn't bad, and it gives her the ability to hit center rear. So if she had Wicked Hack, Iron Swan, and if it bleeds, she can now comfortably hit an enemy in any position. I think I'll pass up Bleed Out for now. Never mind, actually. I just looked closely at its damage numbers. Damage mod plus 20%. So it deals extra damage. I'll leave it off for now. Let's look at the Jester. I know I had one earlier, but I couldn't really figure out how to use him effectively. But let's see what we got. So Dirk Stab moves him forward and deals damage. Can be used from any position, so it also boosts the power of Finale. So if he's been displaced, he can replace himself. Harvest messes up the enemy midline and also boosts the damage of Finale. Finale already deals a whole bunch of, just does a lot of damage and can be used from either of the front 2 positions. Solo marks an enemy and also increases his... No, it marks him, but also greatly increases his evasion and greatly increases the power of Finale. Inspiring Tune, which reduces, I believe that's on one ally, which greatly reduces the stress intake of one ally, and also buffs Finale. So every one of the Jester's abilities that isn't Finale increases the power of Finale. Let's see, as much as Solo increases Finale's damage, I don't feel like risking it. Let's see, so I have... Dirk Stab is pretty good, though the forced move forward isn't ideal. I think I'm actually going to keep him with the ability set that he currently has. I actually like those abilities. Alright. Let's look into upgrading Segier. Invigorating Vapors might be worthwhile. How about Traley? I'll upgrade Dazzling Light. Alright, now that we've upgraded the people I'm probably using on the next mission, let's look into upgrading everyone else. So Cardinal's 3 most important abilities are well upgraded. I'm going to learn Illumination. And I think I'll upgrade it. Well, what does upgrading it do? It increases its accuracy and further increases the dodge penalty, but that's not really much of a benefit. The significance of Illumination is it bypasses stealth, but if I were to upgrade Judgment, it would have better accuracy and a higher critical rate, and now upgrading it would make it heal more HP from the Vestal. Let's see about Vavasour, the MVP of the Necromancer fight. Let's see, upgrading Damon's Pull would not do very much to improve it. Same thing is really true of Vulnerability Hex. However, Sacrificial Stab would do even more damage if I upgraded it, so let's do that. As for Marley, upgraded and it gets plus 90% damage versus marked. Yeah, Hound's Rush by the end of this is going to be utterly broken. And put a point into Blackjack to get a higher stun chance. And let's see about Fribois. I'm actually not sure I want to upgrade Collect Bounty right now. I mean, it wouldn't increase its extra damage versus marked. Mark for Death might be good. I've already maxed out Finish him. Alright, so upgrading Come Hither would only increase the probability of pulling the enemy, but upgrading Mark for Death would increase both the prot penalty and the speed boost, so I will upgrade that. And let's look at the Mercier. Well, probably his 2 most useful abilities are Crush and Rampart. Retribution is quite good, though upgrading Defender would increase the boost to Prot. Let's see. Yeah, increasing the probability of stunning the enemy is always good. And if I were to upgrade Crush... Yeah, that's the argument against upgrading Crush, that all it would do is increase the accuracy and the critical rate, but wouldn't actually increase the damage. Whereas upgrading Retribution would increase riposte damage, and upgrading Defender would increase the prot bonus that it grants. I'll go with Defender first and upgrade Retribution later. I think that's enough upgrading of skills for now, though. Okay, Mercier's equipment is already maxed out. The Resolve level 0 people can't have their equipment upgraded. I'll upgrade Marley's armor because he frequently is in the center front position. And I forgot to check the Nomad Wagon, and it's kind of meaningless to do so now. What about spending heirlooms? Let's see, how close are we to being able to upgrade the blacksmith weaponsmithing? We're actually fairly close to being able to upgrade either weaponsmithing or the furnace, both of which would be very useful. We're also fairly close to being able to upgrade the guild's training regimen to reduce the cost of skills. So I think I'm actually going to hold off on spending any more heirlooms for a little while. See if the stagecoach... Oh, and there's also a Seeker Man-at-Arms at the stagecoach. May as well grab him since we have some empty seats.
The raw strength of youth may be spent, but his eyes hold the secrets of 100 campaigns.
Bertrand over there may end up getting dismissed when a more useful class arrives, but in the meantime, may as well keep him around. Okay, so gather 3 medicines in the Weald without... but this is a champion. Let's go with an apprentice level. Yeah, dropping all 3 of you. I still want to explore the Weald because while we have a boss unlocked, we only have 1. On the other hand, you know, I'm about to do something crazy. Let's drop Seguier and Aubert. And I'll leave the I'll leave the antiquarian home and instead bring a plague doctor. And Traley, our Vestal. And we're taking on the Wizened Hag. Let's make sure that we have the right abilities equipped. Let's see. Drop Barbaric Yawp for Iron Swan. Adrenaline Rush is good. And Breakthrough actually can combine very well with Dirk Stab. So, with the Jester in this position, he Dirk Stabs forward, allowing the Hellion to use Breakthrough to damage a large number of enemies at once. Well, let's go take a risk. So we got medicinal herbs and antivenom, a couple of shovels, a handful of torches. We do have a Vestal to increase the torch level, but that's no reason to be uncautious. Okay, 4 bandages. Honestly, I'm selling some of these back because we have access to both battlefield medicine, which cures blight and bleed, and separately from that, the Hellion can cure this on herself. Can cure those diseases on herself. So we don't really need those that badly. And food. Alright. Bringing only 12 food for a medium length mission is actually a little low. In fact, since we can rest to restore the torch level, I'm going to sell the extra torches and replace them with extra food. Alright, let's do this.
I had collected many rare and elusive volumes on ancient herbal properties, and was set to enjoy several weeks immersed in comfortable study. My work was interrupted, however, by a singularly striking young woman who insisted on repeated calls to the house. There is method in the wild corruption here. It bears a form both wretched and malevolent.
Well, that is utterly terrifying. Let's go charge headfirst into it. Alright, we got our first
Nature
obstacle.
herself, a victim to the spreading corruption, malformed with misintent.
Well, that was quick. And yes, I am in fact attempting a boss with 2 Resolve level 0 heroes. I guess I wanted a bit more of a challenge. Let's see how the game punishes me for that. Well, let's start with Plague Grenade on the ones in the back. Their blight resistance is actually very low. And Dazzling Light on this one. Let's see if
may we find victory.
I can't use Breakthrough, but I can use Wicked Hack.
Executed with impunity.
I like the Hellion already.
ashes.
And, you know what, let's just use Finale. Let's use Dirk Stab. And Incision.
Another abomination, cleansed from our lands.
And, just because I can, break.
Press this advantage. Give them no quarter. Be wary. Triumphant pride precipitates a dizzying fall.
I'm gonna take a bit of a risk and say that it is extremely unlikely for the boss to be here, so we're going this way. I may come back here to get loot, but that will depend on how well the boss fight goes. Oh, another note. I now find myself back in the Warrens, among the remains of my companions. My wounds are too severe to allow the completion of my task. Thus, the desecration must resume another time. Curious, there is a ring in my pocket. Where it came from, I cannot begin to guess, though it bears the sigil of the estate's ancestral owner. Very curious. Okay, what to drop? It's not worth holding on to a note instead of money. Oh, I don't know, maybe I could afford to start doing that. Ooh, trap. We discovered that trap through scouting and I just forgot about it, didn't I? Yay. Right. And now we're moving into uncharted territory, starting with the longest hallway ever. And hunger. Well, it's not really much of a problem. Whoa! That was.
Ambushed by foul invention.
Okay, what's this? I'm gonna go. Oh, yep, skeleton key.
Glittering gold, trinkets and baubles. Paid for in blood.
Oh, dropping the citrine for the onyx. That's not really a difficult decision. Ah, these guys. Okay, so the only moves the Acolytes have are Eldritch Pull, Eldritch Push, and Stressful Incantation. The importance of this is, they cannot mark anything. Which means that the Fungal Scratchers cannot use Rend the Marked in this situation. Alright, let's open up with Dirk Stab. Okay, so Dirk Stab has to hit in order to increase the power of, Finale.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
And Plague Grenade. So they're now blighted for 15 damage each. Okay, she dies next turn without even being stunned. She does manage to get one stressful incantation off. I'm kind of surprised at the decision to even create a team with Fungal Scratchers and then nothing that can inflict mark. I suppose they could exploit if I chose to use Harvest. I suppose
surges as the enemy crumbles.
They could take advantage if I chose to use what's the name of the ability? Retribution or something that causes one of my heroes to become marked. Got Divine Grace, just heal the
a momentary abatement.
Jester. Let's see, what do we want to use? This one will die next turn, so it's definitely going to be Wicked Hack. Or I could use Adrenaline Rush to boost the power of your next attack. Let's do that. Especially since it cancels out the reduced damage from using Breakthrough.
The slow death, unforeseen,
And
unforgiving.
you use Finale on the one with more hit points. And now let's use Divine Comfort, just to put a little bit of gas back in everybody's tank. And Wicked Hack. I keep overestimating my damage because I'm used to people who are a little higher level. Alright. Oh, he resisted the blight again. Still has reduced accuracy, though. And that may have made the difference. Well, let's stick with Incision then. That solves that one. And Judgment will fail to take out the other one. Oh, Wicked Hack should do it.
Their formation is broken.
Does that...
Maintain the offensive.
I'm not used to there being that big of a difference between damage from a critical and damage from a normal hit.
A faint hope blossoms.
Alright, swap everybody back to default order. Eldritch Altar, Holy Water is the opposite. You know, let's just use a skeleton key. I can't really lose. I got nothing to lose. The thing that seems most likely to work is a torch, but I don't want to risk that on the grounds that we only have so many torches. And more heirlooms. A boon at last. Okay, and now my options are up or down. I'm gonna go with the shorter hallway. Okay, and more fungal scratchers with nothing that can inflict mark. Oh, Dirk stat. Wow! You're only making it worse for yourself. Noxious Blast on this guy. Blight resistance is only 60%. And, yep, let's take out the Acolyte.
Destroy them all.
Alright, and the one that's not stunned did manage to get some damage through. And now just keep using Wicked Hack on the one in front, while I move the Jester forward one stab at a time. Alright.
Soothed. Sedated.
One of the benefits of Divine Comfort is that since it has 4 chances to get critical healing, it has 4 chances to reduce somebody's stress level. And the Jester is back into position. Of course, when someone's taken significant damage, there's no substitute for Divine Grace. I'm actually going to use Adrenaline Rush, because I want that damage buff. Partially because I want to let Finale do the majority of the work here, because I want to see how much damage it can do. So, uses remaining 1, only 8. Well, I'll have to upgrade it further. But now let's use buffed Wicked Hack. That'll finish it.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Alright. Let's drop the Jade for the gold. And get back to the default party order. And yeah, we're still in the hallway. Old tree. Anti-venom apparently is the key here.
A handsome reward for a task well performed.
And yeah, Jade isn't really worth it.
The way is lit. The path is clear. We require only the strength to follow it.
So we have scouting. This is the boss room. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna take on the boss, and then I'm gonna hold off on camping until after we've killed the boss, so that we can explore the rest of the dungeon and loot things a little further. We do not need the benefits of our camping skills. And there, we just made an extra inventory space. Well, let's find out how this boss operates.
Twisted and maniacal, A slathering testament to the powers of corruption.
Okay, that cauldron has me extraordinarily nervous. Not really sure what to do about it. Obviously, I can't blight it, stun it, bleed it, etc. Let's see. I'm gonna just focus on trying to take the wizened hag out as quickly as possible. Adrenaline rush. Dazzling light. Okay, her stun resistance is rather high. Okay, that is very, very, very bad. So... Okay, so... So I can break the cauldron while it's full relatively easily. And doing so will rescue the hero that is currently being cooked, so that we can... Okay, so we're not completely screwed. I am taking considerable stress damage from watching that, though. Okay. Okay, the Jester is back in position. And Plague. Divine Comfort. So it's not that hard to get someone out of the pot once she gets them into the pot. And since her blight resistance does not go up upon being blighted further, I'm just going to keep stacking blight damage. Alright. And breakthrough. Not quite enough, but... Actually, we're going to go with Divine Grace to keep the Jester alive. The Plague Doctor still has at least one turn left before he dies, and that's enough.
Mortality clarified in a single strike.
Okay. Yeah. Alright. Seasoned to perfection. Why is one of your seasonings a frog? Okay. Alright, he's out. He took a lot of damage, though. Oh, Divine Grace should fix that. Fix you right up. Just gradually.
Green ears. Blurred vision. The end approaches.
So... Okay, so the cauldron is in fact immune to damage when it's not, when it doesn't have someone in it.
Executed.
Actually, you move back, because I need you in position where you can use Plague Grenade. Okay, this time it's the what's she called? The Hellion that's in there. Which is a problem when the one who does the most damage is now in the pot. Divine Comfort to keep everyone alive.
The wounds of war can be healed, but never hidden.
Alright. I suspect that if I were to kill the hag, that would remove the person from the pot, but I don't want to risk it. Okay. Okay. Ah! I almost had it.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Okay, she's at Death's Door, which gets her out of that. Alright, Divine Grace. Get her off of Death's Door. Plague Grenade. I want to get her as close to death as possible. And finale on the pot. Okay, she has 1 hit point left, and she can't kill anyone because no one is at death's door.
Perched at the very precipice of oblivion.
And breakthrough.
The wood is still poisoned. The way is still blocked. But less people will be eaten.
Let's see. I'm actually not going to drop anything for the Blight Charm. It's not really that special of a trinket. I'm actually going to continue adventuring. That was, I took a bit of stress damage from that one.
Circle in the dark.
Feast.
The battle may yet be won.
Let's see what the Jester can do. I'm gonna have the Jester encourage the Hellion. You know, I'm actually gonna use Revel. Just get real drunk and de-stress. Alright, let's do wound care on the Jester. Self-medicate on the Plague Doctor. And I may as well give somebody a pep talk. And I haven't guaranteed the, I don't have anything to prevent a,
The darkness holds much worse than mere trick.
As I am saying, I don't have a way to prevent nighttime ambush. We have a nighttime ambush. And it opens up with blanket fire, too. Maybe staying here was a mistake. Okay. And I can't use torches to get more light. That did a lot of damage.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Oh, that did quite a bit of damage too. Okay, that wasn't a death blow. Using a bandage. And Dirk Stab. Alright, that one's out the next time he gets in action. I'm still sticking with Divine Comfort. We can get the Jester off the Death's Door and also heal everyone. And Iron Swan. One more of those and he's dead.
Great is the weapon that
one of them's
cuts on
out.
its own.
And Dirk stabbed the guy in the back. That's 2 of them down. Of course, now someone's about to be on death's... Or not! Or yes! Okay, he resisted the bleeding.
Terrible vistas of emptiness revealed themselves.
Oh, battlefield medicine. Get him off the death's door. Divine Comfort. And Wicked Hack on the Fusilier. Wow. That did some damage. Okay, Evade Shank. Use Dirk Stab one last time. And now I can finish this guy off with Crescendo next turn. I'm actually going to use Noxious Blast because it reduces accuracy. And Divine Comfort again. Just keep gradually putting everybody back together. Hack. Now it's really just a race to see what kills him first.
This is how a life is taken.
Alright. I already don't have enough food to stave off hunger, so I'm going to give it to 2 of the more injured people. And let's explore a couple of rooms we haven't been to yet. I'm not exploring this wing all the way back here because it starts with a room battle with nothing in it, but I am going to explore the northern part of this area. Of course, we're already in a situation where the Jester might need some stress treatment, and otherwise no one else does, unless we get a lot more stress later in this mission. Let's find some things to kill. Once again, not the language I would expect from the Vestal. Okay, Plague Grenade can effectively one-shot both of those lights. Yep, those two are dead. And Dirk Stab should get this one. Almost. And Divine Comfort. Quick bit of healing on everyone.
Rarity in the fevered pitch of battle.
And now I can use Breakthrough and kill 3 of them. And now it gets to take its action and die. That is how we do that.
Clearly in view.
We're even back in our starting formation.
Trick of the light.
Alright. The others are gone. They were victims of a malevolent transformation, and we've already read this one. Well, I'm gonna just feed the food to 2 of the injured people so that I can keep this note.
As the light gains purchase, spirits are lifted.
I've been told that
is made clear.
the notes occupy spaces that could be occupied by regular loot. So once I've seen all the notes, instead of the notes, I'll get loot. Alright, a portrait. What to drop? This has been a mistake before, but I'm actually dropping the anti-venom on the grounds that I have hero skills that can do the same job. And that's it. There was nothing up here. And I'm not trekking all the way over here for what could very well be nothing again. So, that is going to be the end of this mission. And for the first mission for the Hellion, and the first real mission for the Jester, I'm really liking both. They are going to go far in this industry. And we have the Book of Sanity. Minus 20% stress with no downside. Which also means I can pair it with one of the trinkets that increases stress to negate the stress increase. In addition to a pretty hefty haul of heirlooms. Well, Fizdalon is up to medium difficulty missions. And Aubert is a lurker. Extra damage if the torch is below 26%. I can't really explain why, but somehow that just seems intuitively appropriate for the Jester.
Women and men, soldiers and outlaws, fools and corpses. All will find their way to us now that the road is clear.
Considerably more recruits than usual. Let's see. Alright. We're getting a grave robber.
To those with a keen eye, gold gleams like a dagger's point.
After that, to receive any more of these, I'd have to drop someone, so the question is, are they more valuable than other people we already have? Or do I want to upgrade the hero barracks? Maybe, but I'm not entirely sure. Let me see. Can I upgrade? Let's see. To upgrade the blacksmith, I would need to gain 19 deeds. So if I were to trade away 12 busts, I would get 8 deeds, leaving me needing 11. And if I were to 8 plus 6 isn't enough. 8. Okay, so 8 plus 6 is 14, leaving me needing 5. Which I can get by trading away 15 crests. So if I trade 15 crests, basically all darn it, I clicked on the wrong button. Let's try 15 crests again. Alright. Okay, so now we have 29. I need 3 more. Did that really just happen? And I can't afford to give up 6 crests and still have enough crests. Actually, wait a second. I have 6 crests, that puts me at 31 deeds. Now trade the 1 portrait for 3 crests. That puts me at 36, which is... I actually managed to lose enough on the transaction that I am now 1 deed short of having enough heirlooms to upgrade weaponsmithing. Now, seeing as I am literally 1 deed short, I think I'm going to hold out and do that. In which case, I should just see if there are any heroes I want to dismiss. Let's see. Sort them by class. To see how many classes I have duplicates of. I have 4 men-at-arms. I really do not need 4 men-at-arms. One, 2. But I only have 1 crusader. Okay, I'm definitely dismissing Bertrand.
Slumped shoulders, wild eyes, and a stumbling gait. This one is no more good to us.
For another Seeker Hellion, because I've discovered the Hellion is an amazing class.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And who else would I consider dropping? We only have 2 bounty hunters. I'm not dropping a hero if we only have 1 hero of that class. And this is kind of a sideways way of thinking about it, but I'm not dropping Tardif because I don't want to drop the only man-at-arms who can go on apprentice-level missions, and I'm not dropping Sword of Valor Mercier because I don't want to drop anyone whose resolve level is that high. I could potentially drop one of the lepers, but I'm not really sure that I would get another hero that's really that valuable to be worth doing that. Though, where's our other Vestal? Because I know we have 2 Vestal. Yeah. Oh, so the 4 people who are actually in the party are listed separately after I sort by. So we have 2 Vestals. So I may drop one of the lepers for another Vestal, because the Vestal is the class I use the most and the class I rely on the most. I think I'll do that. Having 2 lepers who are both resolve level 0 isn't really that great, but having another, let's see, bleed resistance isn't that impressive, so Bohan has the better set of quirks, so you're the one who gets dismissed in exchange for another Vestal.
Not the lame horse, nor the broken man.
Right. And I think the rest of these I can live without. Another bounty hunter might be nice, but we already have 2. So, one of whom is pretty high level. So, well, that's actually not really anything. I'm not entirely sure what I was going to say there. However, I am going to quick get us a fresh recording file to stave off potential sound issues. Now, watch people laugh at me if we already have sound issues as I say that, but I will be back in a second.
In time, you will know the tragic extent of my failings.
Hello, everyone. I didn't need to say that. What I should have said is, I'm back. Not entirely sure where my head was there. Anyway, I'm back, and let's spend some of this gold. What trinkets can we get? So the Solar Bracer increases crit and dodge if the torch is high, but reduces it if the torch is low. The Padlock of Transference increases the stun and blight skill chance for the Abomination. In other words, increases the Abomination's ability to fight untransformed. Seer Stone, plus 15% scouting chance. Quite nice, but not really worth that much money. Or we could get another set of heavy boots. We do already have one of those. None of this stuff is worth that much gold when we're already kind of poor. Let's pop over to the guild. Fizdalon just reached the point where he can participate in medium difficulty missions. Let's upgrade battlefield medicine. And yeah, I'll upgrade plague grenade. Ugh. My voice quit on me there for a second. I'll upgrade plague grenade. Let's see. And let's see, one last thing to check, also for Fizdalon, because I think he's going on the next mission. Do I want to upgrade his weapon or armor? Upgrade his, yeah, I'll upgrade his armor. And the rest of the gold is going to be saved for provisions. Well, let's embark. Let's see, I could take on the sunken crew, but I'm not really ready for another boss fight. Especially not a medium difficulty one. So, if I were willing to do another low difficulty fight, I could take on the Coed Flesh, but you know, that's actually quite tempting. I could get the Dark Tambourine, which is very rare for the Jester, as well as a pretty good haul of heirlooms. Now, the majority of what the Tambourine does only works if the torch level is below 26, which is not ideal, but the idea is the reduced stress and increased virtue chance, that would be useful to kind of bail me out if I have run out of torches, and an extra 12% death blow resistance could be very nice. So I think I'm actually going to do that. Now the question is, who should my last person be? Let's see about what's Bassage got. You know, I'm gonna move the Jester back one, move the Hellion back one, and have a Leper in the front. Especially since he's a Warren's Scrounger and we're going into the Warrens, and he has Hue and Chop. So, you know, before I do that, I'm actually going to quick, if I can remember where to click to do it. That's not it. I know I can do this. I want to go back to the estate. That's how I do it. I'm going to quick swing by the guild, and I'm going to teach Bowen Solemnity. That shouldn't affect our provisions too much. And now we're going to take on the Inchoate Flesh. And our team is the Ghostbusters. Let's see, I'm going to drop Intimidate for Solemnity. So he has Hue, Chop, and then Solemnity and Withstand. Right. And do I want to switch to If It Bleeds, or... I think I'm actually going to leave Iron Swan equipped because I can now use Breakthrough by default. So, the other thing I need to do is do some work with trinkets. Alright. Take away the Sacred Scroll. and the Book of Tome of Holy Healing, and give that to our current Vestal. Let's see. What do I want to get? What trinkets should I get? Honestly, I want something that increases damage. Okay, let's start with something else. Who has the highest base trap chance? 40, 30, 10, 30. Okay, so since the Jester's going to be our trap guy, he also gets the survival guide, giving a further bonus to trap disarmament and a bonus to scouting chance. I think I'm going to give the... so let me see something. For... Yeah, I think I'm going to give the Hellion the Book of Sanity. What else should I? I think I'll just stick with that for now. And for the Leper, the Chirurgeon's Charm, and the Recovery Charm. Okay, got a cough there, and the Recovery Charm. Alright, so I'd say we're equipped. Now let's provision. Alright. Some food. Couple shovels. We need anti-venom and bandages quite a bit more badly than we did before. And plenty of torches. Alright. And I'd call that provisioned.
My zeal for blood rituals and summoning rites had begun to ebb, as each attempt invariably brought only failure and disappointment. Progress was halting, and the rapidly accumulating surplus of wasted flesh had become burdensome.
The thing is more terrible than I can describe. An incoherent jumble of organ, sinew, and bone.
Well, that was some pretty successful scouting. Also, yeah, massive organs, terrifying, but look at this scouting. This is great. Gonna just bypass the obstacle. This is probably gonna be an interesting fight. Oh, 100 gold. Yay! Right. And it's a choice between a curio and treasure. Let's go with treasure. Shambler's Altar. No. I know the Shambler is an optional boss. First we're gonna quick disarm the trap. The Shambler's an optional boss that I can fight if I place a torch there, but we're already on our way to fight a regular boss. I don't want an optional boss in addition. Okay. Dazzling Light, the only question is on who? Let's go with the chop. And Drums of Debilitation misses, that's good. Let's see if Vomit misses. It did too, nice! It's a good start for the Leper. Yeah, let's open up with Harvest. It does okay damage and bleeding. We would use Rend for the old gods. And Chop.
Confidence surges as the enemy crumbles.
This is why I like the Leper. And Breakthrough. Probably should have used Adrenaline Rush first in hindsight. However, ow. To deal with Drums of Doom, I can now use Iron Swan. In the meantime,
As the fiend falls, the
faint hope blossoms.
Let's see. Plus 50. Stun resist is only 75%, even with the buff. I should be able to stun him again. I can. And Iron Swan. Yeah, it won't one-shot him, but it will two-shot him. And chop. And miss. That's the one real downside of the leper. Right, how buffed is Crescendo? 60%.
Death waits for the slightest.
That was
lapse in
quite a hit.
concentration.
Of course, I can restore a lot of health even just with Divine Comfort. Okay, Dirk Stab. Don't worry, there is a plan. First I'm going to use a bandage, because he's bleeding for quite a lot. Oh, he can't use Solemnity when he's in that position. Well, let's use Withstand then. Oh, right, he's not in the farthest back position anymore. In that case, Adrenaline Rush. We're gonna have to eat Drums of Doom one more time. This is a very movement-heavy party, which can be a bit of a challenge. But now, finale.
Their formation is broken. Maintain the offensive.
Because now the leper is in position to hit the swine drummer with chop.
Obliterated.
Not that it's necessary. Oh, that went well.
As victories mount, so too will resistance.
And honestly, I'm not returning us to our initial position because, yes, he does have to be in a center rear to use Harvest, but the Jester can Dirk Stab his way forward first. Okay, no scouting this time, so let's go this way. Okay, let's see about this. Let's try a torch. Holy...
Frustration and fury. More destructive than 100 cannons.
I probably should have known better, I suppose. I meant to just use the torch to, like, get more light to read better, not to set the book on fire. Well, I think we can still make it through this. Or just kill yourself already. Well, Dirk Stab on the swine. Let's see, the slasher has 25% proc and only 8 hit points. Let's see if I can kill him. Almost. I should be able to finish him off with Hugh. And let's see if we can get rid of the crazy person. Apparently not. Oh, yay. At least that didn't cause stress damage.
Ringing ears.
That did.
Blurred vision. The end approaches.
Oh, Hugh. Oh, he's out of position for Hugh. In that case, chop on the wretch. I don't want to be here all day. Of course, accusation on the guy who already has dangerously high
Gnawing
stress.
uncertainty. The birthplace of dread.
Right, and harvest. Divine Grace. And let's actually stick with Hugh, or rather switch to Hugh because I used Chop last turn. And let's try Iron Swan again. That's better. Incredible, you hit one, finally! You know, I actually kind of like Abusive Jester.
Great is the weapon that cuts on its own.
And Wicked Hack. did a lot of damage. Well, fortunately she can heal herself. That's not good. Okay, it's already Finale is already plus 60%, but he's not in position to use it, so Dirk Stab. Withstand.
The abyss returns even the boldest
And
gaze.
Finale. And Divine Comfort.
Compassion is a rarity.
Critical healing on
Be
somebody
the
who really
gift of
needed it.
battle.
Got a fair amount of loot.
Remind yourself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer.
Unlock Strongbox. Let's try a shovel. Nope. Holy water? Didn't really think so. Let's just open it. Alright. I'm just gonna rest here and see if we can at least reduce everybody's stress levels a little bit. Alright.
A spark without kindling is a goal without hope.
So, Mockery increases the stress of one companion and reduces everyone else's. The Vestal has Chant. Let's see. I could have the leper let the mask down, but that would stress everyone else. Let's start with Rebel. So, Reflection would reduce the leper's stress by 20, and Mockery... Now, if I'm using Mockery, I'll use it on the Vestal. Unfortunately, it didn't reduce the Jester's own stress. Right. I'll use Reflection on the the leper use Reflection. And the Vestal use Chant. And we're out of time, so I could let the mask down, but that'd probably be a bad idea. So, rest. Plenty of blood left to shed this day.
The match is struck. A blazing star is born.
Right. Any of these rooms could reasonably contain the boss. Okay, so the torch is a no. Holy water? Nope. I'm not trying anything else just yet. Well, let's keep exploring. Okay, we got some scouting finally. Yeah, we found the boss room. Okay, we're going in with a afflicted jester, but that's okay. Whoa! And I forgot about the trap. He did dodge it though. Okay, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the Hellion back one so that when the jester moves forward, he's not displacing the leper, he's displacing the Hellion.
Squirming, contorting, and ever expanding. This horror must be unmade.
Okay, so let's see. It's like it's 4 different parts, but it's one collection of collective health. Undulating invasion. Oh great. Well, we have treatment for that. Use Inspiring Tune on yourself. Okay, that actually reduces his stress level, so in theory I could use that to grind his stress level down. Alright. And have her use Adrenaline Rush, because I want the extra damage. Okay, he's stunned. And anti-venom. And divine grace. Whoa! 20 healing. She just healed herself for her entire health pool. Oh, it reforms every... Wait, it's also back to full health. Oh, right, I didn't cause any damage. Okay, wait, I didn't. Alright. Let's see about Wicked Hack.
A powerful blow.
Critical, 7 damage. Judgment. Didn't really do any meaningful damage. That's not good. But Dirk Stab. Okay, we are gradually depleting its health. I'm gonna go with Chop.
Well,
Another critical. The tide rises and the tide falls. And Bone Zephyr, that's that stunning ability. Failed last time. Okay, the leper is going to be spending some time unconscious. Okay, so each mode does a different thing. So these, the hearts, I'm calling them, have Sanguine Stroke. These things have Undulating Invasion. Not sure what this one does. Laws of Life. Bleed, okay. So it can inflict both Blight and Bleed. Well, can I inflict bleeding on it twice with Harvest?
devastating blow.
Enough flailing and the job gets done, apparently. Okay. I'm gonna go with Divine Grace on the Jester. And yep, it reforms again. While it has Sanguine Stroke, it does indeed continue to take bleeding damage. I'm guessing that while I can target the individual parts, I don't think I can actually kill them. Let's see, you still have increased damage. I think. Sure didn't look like it. Yay, Bone Zephyr. Stunning, probably the best damage dealer. Oh. Wait a second. Okay, so Chop would deal more. I was thinking about it. Since all the parts have a shared health pool, Hugh would technically hit it twice. But Hugh does exactly half the damage of Chop, but it has a lower critical rate than Chop, so it would actually deal less total damage. I'm going with Solemnity, though, because he's very seriously injured. And I forgot to use... Well, I didn't need a bandage. He isn't taking that much time. Divine Grace. Critical would have been nice, but, you know, that did plenty. And Laws of Life, and now he's bleeding more. Well, we have a Vestal. That's always helpful. Actually, that's kind of a good thing. I can cure both installments of bleeding with a single set of bandages. Okay, so this is... Wow! I am... There's some fear going on right now. There's a rather large amount of... Oh, come on. And we're out of things that cure blight. So,
A momentary
that's the best we
abatement.
got. We're also out of bandages, so I can't heal... I know we're not out of bandages, what am I saying? Adrenaline Rush. That will cure your bleeding and also increase your damage.
And now
you're at
the
death's
true
door.
test. Hold fast or expire.
Oh. Bandages and Solemnity. The 10 hit points from Solemnity will at least help. But this is a tough boss. This is a very tough boss. Partially because the individual components are so fast, they seem to always go first. and so we spend all of our time repairing the damage caused by them. Okay, all he's doing is causing stress, which is actually pretty okay. So, use Dirk Stab. I'm gonna go with Divine Comfort because everyone is so thoroughly damaged. Right. And I'm gonna go with Adrenaline Rush, which I think will further increase the magnitude of the buff. Indeed it will. I need to be very mindful of how this is going to affect positioning, what I'm about to do. Okay, it reforms again. Okay, I'm terrified again. Please miss. Oh, great. Actually, targeting her is good. Targeting him is not. Especially since he's bleeding again. Please miss. Great. He's bleeding and at death's door, which means... Okay. Bandages. Crescendo is plus 100. For not only is plus 120%, we need it now. That was a mistake. Comfort.
Patched up. If only to bleed again.
Please don't be stunned. I asked nicely, and still you're stunned. Okay. I'm gonna take a very large risk and use Chop. Incredible, you hit one, finally! Okay. Sanguine Stroke, I'm going to restore a few hit points. Okay, that one missed at least, that's good. Let's see if this one misses. It does not! And he's blighted, which means that if he goes first, he may die. Okay, Divine Comfort. Dirk Stab. Oh, great. Okay. And Breakthrough with plus 40% damage. Okay.
As life ebbs, terrible vistas of emptiness reveal themselves.
Solemnity, we may make this. There's going to be a very large luck component to whether or not we make this, but we may actually pull this off. Okay.
A hand's breadth from becoming unwound.
Divine Comfort. As long as the Vestal goes first, she can heal people off of Death's Door. That's the one perk of the majority of its turns happening before mine. Unfortunately, we don't have any yet. Alright? Wait a second, Iron Swan has the same accuracy, but a higher probability of getting critical. They both missed. Okay, let me rephrase. As long as the Vestal goes first and is not on Death's Door at the moment of her first turn. Need to move.
Teetering on the brink, facing the abyss.
Divine Comfort. Just get everyone patched up a little bit. Grave can wait.
Injury and despondence set the stage for heroism or cowardice.
Okay. You can't move backward. Well then, Iron Swan and hope for a critical. And it didn't stun. Right, chop, and it missed. Like I said, that's kind of the downside of the leper class. They miss a lot. Okay. Okay, Harvest is actually doing a lot of good. Oh, crap.
More dust.
I had to say it.
More ashes.
I had to say it. Harvest is
More
doing a lot of good.
disappointment.
Alright. Adrenaline rush to bring you bleeding and increase your damage. Alright. Oh crap, this could be it. Call me crazy, I'm moving the leper forward one instead of attacking with him. Divine Comfort. Alright, if this works, I can use Breakthrough next turn, and it will hit 3 of them, and with the damage buff, will do enough damage. Well, now it won't! Now it definitely won't! I'm broken.
This is no place for the weak or foolhardy.
I don't even know what to say anymore. There's absolutely no way that the Leper and the Vestal by themselves can pull this off. We're gonna have to retreat.
This skirmish may be lost, but the battle may yet be won.
And we're gonna have to abandon the quest.
Failure tests the mettle of heart, brain, and body.
We still collected a few heirlooms, but we lost 2 heroes. That was... I was not I've been not prepared for bosses before, but that was a special kind of
All
not
my life I could feel an insistent gnawing in the back of my mind. It was a yearning, a thirst for discovery that could be neither numbed nor sated.
Okay, so I can go to go after this optional quest. Let me see something. Alright. I am going to trade 2 portraits for some deeds and upgrade weapons.
A sharper sword, a stronger shield, anything to prolong a soldier's life.
But, with all that's just happened, that is actually going to be the end for this part. I'm not even going to de-stress Traley and Bowen, because they can afford to sit out for a couple of missions. But, we need to earn more money. We just barely, probably, have enough gold to provision the next quest. So I'm just going to gamble that we make enough money off of the next quest to afford to de-stress them later. I'll honestly probably have to bring a antiquarian on that quest for that reason. Speaking of which, let's see who's in the stagecoach. 2 Vestals and a Hellion walk into a bar. I'm sure there's a joke in there somewhere. Well, Vestals are always useful, and we literally just lost a Hellion, so get a new Hellion.
Barbaric rage and unrelenting savagery make for a powerful ally.
And let's get another Vestal. Let's see which one of these 2 is better. So, Warren's Tactician, Slow Reflexes, and Ablutomania, and she does have Divine Grace and Divine Comfort, versus Early Riser and Ruins Phobe, and she also has them. So I'm going to go with the one that has fewer negative quirks, since they have essentially the same abilities.
Of battle, pious and unrelenting.
But with that fairly significant setback, this is going to be the end for this part. Okay, our new one of our 2 new Hellions, because we have 2 Hellions, has a pretty good ability. I'm mainly looking at this because if I want to use a Hellion in the next mission, I won't be able to teach them any abilities they don't already have. because we don't have the gold for that. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This episode's been a bit of an emotional roller coaster. And as usual, I love you all, and I will see you next time.